Peace. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Black Sincere 7. Behind the scenes on our official podcast. Hold on.
Oh no.
Yeah. Peace and good evening to all my weebles behind the scenes. Luther, my man's Luther checking in early. Jasmine, we hopping up in here. We going live behind the scenes on Sincere 7 Presents, the broadcasting live from caveradiobroadcasting.com if you want to download it. We're going to have a nice little live show today. We're going live in about 2-3 minutes. Today we're talking about conspiracy theories. So we gonna be all over the board, y'all. Yo, my man already threw the 7 up. I ain't even asked yet. I likes that. Yeah, that's support. You know what I mean? Like my man Luther already led the plaque. If you know what I mean, press 7 if you're gonna share this. I appreciate it, Luther. Luther, like I ain't even heard nothing yet, and I already know I want to share it. Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Right, support. Laura, what's up, my baby? Laura, that's my girl. We go way back. You know what I mean? For real, for real. We can tell some stories. She knew the boy back when I was baby thugging. Kathy, Princess, Tyson, peace and shout out. You always checking in. You know what I mean? Jasmine, you, I'm trying to think if I've seen you popping in here quite a bit or if you knew. But if you knew, welcome. And if you always follow me, thank you for the support. What's going on? You know, y'all behind the scenes. So we over here getting the boards ready, getting everything ready to go. Man, it's gonna be a good show today, y'all. We got some things to talk about. We got some things to update. I don't know who logged into the show last week, but if you logged in last week, you're definitely gonna want to listen to this one because we coming out the side of the neck. You know what I mean? Luther said 10 days, no doubt, my guy. Antoinette, yo, peace and welcome. You know what I mean? That's another new name. I'm new, just saw you on my timeline. Okay, Jasmine is new. Well, I appreciate you logging in. DC Eastman, what's going on, boss man? Salute to my mans out here showing everybody how to create and maintain a financial future. CSA5steps.com if you're trying to learn Forex reading, Forex exchange. Get your money right. If your money ain't right, he's got a nice little foundation where you can start off on some lower level, cheaper, and then as you work your way up. So if you out there and you want to know about Forex and things of that nature, definitely add my man's DC Eastman. We getting ready to go live in a minute, so I'm just kicking it with y'all. I don't want to throw the good stuff out there yet. Parrish, what's going on, Peasy? I see you, my guy. I appreciate you for logging in. Press 7 if you're going to share this video. Again, it's Sincere 7 Presents. Today's show is going to be about conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theory hot takes.
Hot takes. You know what I mean? So if y'all got something to add on, please don't go nowhere. And if you do, come back. We're going to be broadcasting from 4 to 6 every Wednesday right here on Cave Radio Broadcasting. Antoinette says, I am new as well. Well, I appreciate you logging in. I sincerely hope that you enjoy this broadcast. We're going to be here for about 2 hours, so I don't know if you got time. If you do, enjoy yourself. If not, press 7, share. When you got time, come back and listen to it later. If you a Facebook friend, of course, y'all know I do my cushion coffees periodically. Got the cushion coffee. On YouTube, if you want to check out my videos, we got Sincere 7 Presents on YouTube. Going on there, it only takes one click to subscribe. We drop some spiritual-ish. We drop some cannabis-ish. We drop the health-ish. We drop that magical and then spiritual practitioner-ish. You know what I mean? I'm all over the board with it when it comes to subjects and things, y'all. So I appreciate y'all logging in. What's going on the board, man?
I'm just trying to get the theme song lined up here.
Okay. So he got theme song for us. We got intro music. That's when you know you big. You got your own intro shit. For those who wondering, no, it's just pineapple juice mixed with orange juice. That's it. You know what I mean? I did my microdosing before I came, so yeah, it's about to get good. For those of y'all who follow me, y'all know when I be microdosed up, I be on that. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. So man. So anybody got any conspiracy theories that they like me to touch on while we in here today? You know what I mean? Anything once the show gets started. Okay. You know what I mean? If there's anything y'all want me to touch on, any conspiracy theories that y'all have a question about, some conspiracies y'all want to throw out there, you know what I'm saying? Please feel free to go ahead and put it in there. As I be doing the show on the podcast, I do pay attention to my live. So if you want to ask a question or something like that, you don't have to necessarily log in to the Cave Broadcasting Radio. Okay, Jasmine said, what does microdosing mean? Good question, Jasmine, for those of y'all who just started following me. Microdosing, this is going to be the number for calling. LaQuisha, LA, I see you, baby. This is going to be the number. I'll be showing it throughout the podcast if y'all want to call in live. So, Jasmine, to answer your question, microdosing. Microdosing means to take a threshold amount of something. So when I'm speaking of microdosing, me being a spiritual practitioner as well as dealing with shamanistic studies, the entheogen that I use to go into my altered states of consciousness, well, I use different ones, but my main one is what we call psilocybin mushrooms. So I am one of those individuals who take high gram dosages, go deep into exploration and things of this nature through the multiverses and things like that. However, when you take a smaller dose, more specifically a microdose is approximately, 0.14 per pill. So I take 2 of them. So it's about 0.28. So about a quarter of a gram of psilocybin mushroom. And it allows me to basically more or less tune into and be able to channel the information through the multiverse into this universe or into this realm. So it's good for, you know, me being prior service military, PTSD, anxiety, like people who overthink things and your mind just be too many places and doing too much. This assists you to focus in and to be more efficient. Okay, let's get it started, y'all. We about to get this. So there you go, Jasmine. I hope I answered your question. Bow. About to get into it, y'all. Sincere 7 presents. Y'all behind the scenes. Okay, I see the...
Good afternoon, everybody. Broadcasting from beautiful Cave Radio Broadcasting Studios in fabulous Redford, Michigan. My name is Eric Pelto. I'm your man on the ones and twos. And to my left is Sincere 7, Black Allah. My good friend, how are you?
And I'm coming out of Detroit, because you see how he rep for that Redford or whatnot. I ain't hating, but I'm from the D, baby.
We'll just call it Detroit.
All right, there we go. You know what I mean? I hope we can compromise that way. You know. What's popping today?
Well, let's be honest.
Here we go. Here we go.
Last week we made a huge mistake, and we're gonna start the show off today with a segment we're gonna call "We Read It on the Internet."
So it must be true.
It must be true.
It's got to be.
So it turns out that there is, I won't go so far as to say common knowledge.
Wait, look. Can I start it off?
But I think you should. That's fine with me.
All right. So, because I like where you was about, like, I like how you started that. But look, let me say this. So look, press 1. All right, listen, y'all. Press 1 if you knew that the Terminator and the Matrix came from a book written by a black lady. Okay? Press 2. All right? Press 1 if you knew the Matrix and the Terminator was written by a black woman. Okay? And press 2 if you knew that she sued that company and got billions, millions to billions in the lawsuit for that. Right? Right. So that's how I want to start that. You know what I mean? Because I want to see if we get a 1 or 2 or both. Okay, so Luther already threw one out there. We got a 1. So Luther saying he knew that The Matrix and The Terminator are the same movie and that they come from a book written by a black lady. All right, so do we have any 2s? Is there anybody out there who knew that? Oh, Luther threw a number 2 out. So Luther apparently is aware and knows that that lady sued that company and has or is set to receive a nice amount of money for them basically disrespecting her, stealing her shit. I mean, disrespecting our culture. It's Black History Month. We will not stand for this shit.
So I went looking into this. And I came across an article by a gentleman who writes under the name Illmatical for a website called medium.com. I will add a link to his profile to the comments for the show. But essentially, he was trying to do a report on this whole story, and he reached out to the author, Sophia Stewart.
Sophia Stewart. We dropped last week.
And was just wanted to know if he could maybe get a copy of the book from her. And she said, well, you can buy a copy of the book. And he replied with usually when I'm going to do an interview with somebody and it's, journalism, I have the materials provided for me. And Seven, I don't mean to jump this on you, but I'm not going to read this email aloud.
Oh, you know me.
And so what I want Seven to do is to go ahead and read the email that he received back from her. Request for a copy of the book that...
You sure you don't want to read it since you are the one who went and did the research and found the article and everything? You sure you don't want to read it? Okay, so...
Yep.
What did the RE stands for? Response? Reply. Okay. So, RE, reply. You are full of shit, you dumb nigger. Used by the Jews and whites. Hey, Tom, have you cleaned out their cabins yet? ? Sophia Stewart, to me, Clark. Read your article. It told me a lot about you. Why not send it to TMZ so you can get some real press? You fake ass house nigger, like Martin Lawrence would say. Now go and run, tell that, Sophia Stewart. P.S. The internet is not black or white. Communications have no race or color. It is just pure knowledge, dummy. You are telling me something good or evil. It is either a lie or the truth. You so dumb that you cannot tell the difference between the truth or a lie. You better have another taco or the smears you told about the Latin women. Tell the truth. They rejected your black ass. Explanation. So what we have here is a failure to communicate.
Needless to say, and that there's a second email. Actually, there's a second paragraph. I think I can read this one.
You can read this one.
I'm gonna. No. Starting with.
I'm gonna start at that's bullshit.
Okay.
That is bullshit. What you were talking about. I own Matrix and Terminator. Otherwise, I cannot sell it. You dumbass. You cannot sell other people's copyrighted. Now, dig for your answers. I'm not sending you shit. Why your black asses are shot by white cops? You need to help thieves who have always stolen from us and taken black people into slavery. You doubt my story? To prove my story is true, the federal court, FBI, and Department of Justice have already done that. They certainly don't need your help. It is true. Niggas never read. You came to smear. You are full of shit. Now print that statement.
And to clarify the point, I'm guessing that she was trying to make here. There was a point where she had a lawsuit pending. There was a pre-trial where a judge was given an opportunity to throw the lawsuit out on for lacking any evidence or the things that lawsuits get thrown out for right away. That judge decided not to throw out that lawsuit. And a second-year journalism student wrote an article that strongly alluded to the fact that she was definitely going to win this lawsuit in the end. And one website picked it up, and then a second website picked it up, and a third website picked it up. And because nobody else wrote anything about it, that was the only story. And that's the story that stuck.
Right. In 1999, a second-year student penned the erroneous yet viral article, Mother of the Matrix Victorious. The article created a hyper beast, and Sophia Stewart myth became. What we're initially saying is, no. Wrote, so if they want to go look for themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
The Third Eye.
The Third Eye.
The Third Eye.
Okay,
is the name of her book. And as it reads here and a few other places, everybody who gets the book is like, this has nothing to do with the Terminator. This has nothing to do with the Matrix. She never won a lawsuit. It's never been, none of that is true.
And let's make it clear, when after this lawsuit was given the thumbs up to proceed, she had her day in court.
And did not show up.
And she did not show up. Her lawyers did not show up. Nobody showed up. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but when you just don't, judgment goes against you every time, even if you're 100% in the right. So
So we stand to say we stood our brooms up too. we stood our brooms up too.
We stood over the garbage can with an egg in our hand going, no, if you just squeeze it, it ain't gonna break.
Peace, Queen. I see you. Yo, Melly. Yo, so that's kind of what sparked what we were talking about, especially with social media now, y'all. For real. So it used to be you had to tell somebody something and they had to tell somebody else. And usually in the telling, somebody would be like, wait, for real? Because stuff sometimes sounds too good to be true. So they go and check. Let me go see if this is real. In the fact checking, no, it ain't. And then they go back and tell the person who told them that is not real. I went and checked it. Social media came out. Don't nobody check shit no more. Don't nobody check nothing. NASA said that because of the tilt to the earth, since the earth is flat, when the earth is right and is at a 90 degree and your water in your bathtub won't spill out the side and your brooms will stand up. Huh? That's, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing. Everybody was standing their brooms up while they was believing that the Terminator and the Matrix came from the same woman and that she sued the companies and got millions of dollars. None of that happened. Show me proof. Peace, Monet. Switched up on them.
You can't trust that.
It's on the internet, so it must be true. It must be true, right? Yo, press 7 if you sharing this. Yo, so
I'm glad you brought up flat Earth, because my quick little, this is a quick little hot take. I want to spend as little time on that as possible. I am about 90% confident that the Flat Earth Society was a practical joke that just got out of hand, and whoever is responsible for it is just not going to take credit for it, and that's really too bad because that shit's funny.
So wait, what do you mean? That the Flat Earth Society is the ones who said that the Earth was round to create a practical joke amongst our people?
No, what I'm saying is that
because
somebody.
I know you're not implying that the Earth is not flat, are you? Is that
obviously.
That is what you're saying.
It is. It's clearly.
I read it on the internet that the Earth was flat, first of all, and I heard some basketball players and some rappers agree to it. So how you
I
gonna
don't know
dispute
about
that?
I don't know about the flat part, but I do know that it sits on the back of a turtle, and that turtle sits on the back of another turtle, and then it turtles the whole way down. If you believe anything else, you're a fool.
Well, that's in the multi-dimensional realm. That's
Right.
see, I wonder, have you been initiated? How you even see that? You weren't supposed to see that. That's called fractals. Have you been initiated?
We'll talk about that on another show.
See, might have to take that tongue, cut it straight out his
I'm
mouth.
just not allowed to write about it, I thought.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check.
All right.
I'm gonna check. I'll get back to you.
But yeah, flat Earth, great joke. I wish that that it was something like the flying spaghetti monster, where there was definitely a person who's responsible for it.
Do we got any members of the Flat Earth Society out there? If so, please call us up and drop it on us. You know what I'm saying? Let us know how you know the Earth is flat. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? I mean, like, I like to learn.
Well, it's
See, you know too much. A wise man knows that he knows nothing in comparison to the things that he can know. So how do you know that the Earth isn't flat? Because you ain't seen a picture from the moon because they faked the moon landing.
well, you're not gonna trick me into trying to prove a logical fallacy. There's no way to prove something isn't. So.
And I can't trick you into trying?
But I can't. No. I also am not going to lick my elbows.
Hey, but did you hear that if your hand is bigger than your face, that you might have cancer? Okay, hold on, let me get close to you. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Oh,
Got him.
he got me, y'all. I looked dead at it. He got me. Okay, so look. So
serious.
Right.
So serious stuff. Yeah, flat Earth, great. Funny joke. Good for them. And here's the thing, and it's playing into what it's playing into an urge that I can get behind, and that is the want to battle confirmation bias, the desire to want to just not just believe what you're told, to believe that everything that you've ever been taught about everything is on the table and it can be unlearned.
Do you question everything?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, okay, no doubt.
That's Socrates' doubt is the first stone laid in place, for sure.
What was his doubt?
That anything can be known at all.
Oh.
He went to the oracle at Delphi, and she said, "You are the wisest man in Athens because you don't know anything." And then, but I'm bummed.
No,
that was the first
we
rim
can
shot
only
in history.
understand what it is by what it is not. Oh shit! Wait a minute. Damn, I'm not. What? I don't. That seemed like one of them ones that, boy, I ain't got no blunt to be passing, so you can't be hitting me with stuff like that. Like, I forgot my vape pen, like, because that was one of them.
One more time, we can only
understand what it is by what it is not.
What it is not.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
that's fine. I mean, we can demonstrate that, this table in front of me is not in the parking lot right now.
Oh shit!
That
you know what? I was about to respond to that. I ain't even gonna go there. So look, what's y'all favorite conspiracy theory? What's y'all favorite? What y'all want to talk about today? Call on it. Who that? Somebody called in. Call on in, or you know what I mean, or type it in. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? What y'all want to hear us talk about? 313-879-5059. I couldn't read it because it was backwards. So
we got to fix that on the phone. There's got to be a way to do it.
So Eric was kicking, talking about, and I was like, wait, you know what? I don't know, because I don't want to just pick things that we both agree on. I don't like agreeing with him and shit, right? So he had said something about chemtrails and shit, and I was like, well, I can kind of see that shit. Now,
the thing is every time I run into somebody who's just hook, line, and sinker,
right? I'm gonna convince you. Just listen to me for 10 minutes. Explain it, right?
The scope of the conspiracy that they're asking me to believe in, and the sheer number of people who would have to keep their mouths shut, just
is the problem.
I can't. Like, I mean, I got the same feeling watching Ocean's 11. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way you're going to get 11 guys together and not one of them's going to roll.
Okay. I see,
I
see where you're at.
Like, that much money on the table?
Right.
Come on.
Or mess up the mission, or,
right. Even with personal vendetta,
whistleblower.
Like,
right.
Even with that, I don't know.
Okay, so I mean, now, okay.
That's the whole reason that I have to doubt that. So,
is this chemtrails? And so first of all, let's go ahead and, for those who don't know, let's kind of give what we have as far as the background of chemtrails. Okay, Smell said, how do we know light? Its distinction from darkness. Come on, guys, this is simple. Yeah, I mean, okay, she gonna take us off where we was at to go back to this. Okay, yes, that's true, right? But that's because there's two options there, darkness and light. I like how Pelto said it. Like, the table is in this room. And if I said it's not in the parking lot, then you could come to the understanding that it's in this room. But if I say it's not in this parking lot, instead of saying it's in this room, that leaves a whole lot of other places that it could be other than the parking lot.
I'm just talking about, just from a standpoint, we're going to treat it like a logic problem. You can't prove to me definitively that there is not a 100-foot long stuffed unicorn in orbit around Mars right now. You can't prove it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You can show that it is highly unlikely. And I would agree with that, but you can't prove it beyond the shadow of a doubt that it isn't there.
So it's like the person who says that a black dove does not exist. They say you don't show and prove that the black dove does not exist. You just show and prove that it does.
Right. You can't prove that it doesn't.
You can't prove that it doesn't. You can only prove that it does.
So
taking that argument don't work. I get your point.
If we're talking about the flat earth or anything like that, if the premise is, well, you have to prove that it isn't.
She said, no, don't go back.
No, don't go back.
Okay. Well, when you type it, it's slow. It's slow. Okay. So jumping back to where we was at then. All right. So we'll leave that alone and jump back forward to the chemtrail. That's where we was at.
But I mean, we can apply the same thing. Like, I can't prove that there is no global conspiracy to keep us, I don't know, easy to
domicile, lowering, depleting, diseases spread, all of these, whatever,
all that stuff. Yep.
Right.
I can't prove that isn't true. All I can say is, as far as I'm concerned, there's too much stacked against it that I can't believe that nobody would have now maybe somebody has really blown the whistle on it.
I was just about to say
got buried too.
Well. How many people stood their brooms up?
Right.
So what I mean by that is, the same way that you're like, yeah, nah, I can't see that. It's like, so when the whistleblower blows the whistle, when you're listening to him, you're going to be like, yeah, I know you're really trying, but I just can't see that. And the rest of the world just follows it. These have been, as you said, somebody blew the whistle and told, and people still don't. I mean, come on, ain't nobody saying nothing about, the government, the U.S. government blowing down the Twin Towers yet. They still talking about Saddam and Obama and Gaddafi, and how did he get mixed in there? I don't know, but you know what I mean? So you get what I'm saying? Since we just out there conspiracy theories, come on, 911 inside job, what y'all think? Come on, nobody's, come on, okay, Melly.
Well, inside job is T-ball. What's
what you mean? That's too easy?
Yeah,
okay. So what I was gonna say about the chemtrails is okay, when you have a conspiracy or conspire, yes, there's a group of individuals putting things forward, But wouldn't each individual who has their own power be the individual for keeping those things at bay? For instance, I was in the U.S. military. As far as I'm concerned, none of us were aware. And when I say none of us, I'm speaking from, I never even got the non-commissioned officer. When they sent me to go to PLDC school, I turned it down. I wanted to stay where I was at. But my point is, I never really knew about the things that I was involved in and why and how until I got out. It was when I came back home from the military I was a part of and read up on why it was happening. And then, of course, go past what they're telling you, but into what you actually know. And then when you look at those conspiracy theories, some things that people call conspiracy theory or conspiracy, I'd be like, no, they're right. And it ain't really that hard because these things are being told. They are being spoken about, but nobody's listening. Nobody's, you know what I mean? Like, look how easily we're talking about it. Yes, 911, absolutely an inside job. We're talking about this. Nobody's going to shut us up. It's like you can tell everybody you want. You can tell it. I remember this clip that I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I can find it while I'm here, but it was this guy, and I guess he was a Jewish guy, I think, and he was talking about how they run the world and how they kidnap people's children and that they do sacrifices, and that when they're done, so that they don't have to get rid of the bodies, that they grind them up and mix them with the meat. And just, he said, so after we do these rituals and everybody's looking for their children, we're feeding them back to them. King, and you're getting the Big Mac or a Whopper, you're eating your children. There's no need to look for them. And my man was like, wait a minute. So he says, wait, so you're telling me all of this? You just feel comfortable with telling us this? You're just going to sit here and tell me all this? And he said, listen, have you not paid attention to how the world is? This world is filled with people who just follow. They don't care. You can tell everybody you want. I just said this. Nobody's going to listen. Nobody's going to do anything. Pay attention to how this world is. You see atrocities going on every day. You see this, and he just started talking. And I was just sitting there watching it like, yo, is my man's for real right now? So, like, let's be clear. I don't know who that dude was. You know what I'm saying? Like on the clip, I guess, because I was talking about to somebody and they went and found it. And, so you can find the clip I'm talking about and it'll just type in some of the stuff I said and you'll find it, I think, on YouTube. So I'm saying that to say that is how things are. Things are spread so much that, okay, let's be true. Let's be true. A lot of people know that like we started off, if your hand's bigger than your face, you might have cancer, all this type of shit. They come from jokes and things when we were young. Yo, NASA said if you stand your broom up because the tilt of the earth, and people do it, right? It's kind of like a practical joke thing. But like nowadays, when you look at social media, how people take things and they just, roll with it and they just go with it. So what I'm saying is when something is given, when something is disproven, when somebody is broadcasting live from the place where it's happening, saying this not what's happening, it's actually this happening, what happens? Because that's what education taught us. And I don't want to make it so serious, but let's just look at how when we have a video of an officer killing a black man in the project or in the urban community, and it's on video and they still get off. And there's nothing done. When the Trayvon Martin happens and there's nothing done. When these things are done and nothing happens, it's letting it be known that society is docile, that ain't shit gonna happen even if we find out. And half the time, we ain't gonna believe that shit, even if you tell us to our face. Nah, like you got black people real right now still saying Bill Cosby ain't never fucked that man looking broad. Free Bill Cosby. This is bullshit. Y'all on Bill Cosby. This is bullshit. He would never have sex with that broad. Bill Cosby saying, no, I had sex with her. I'm just saying that I had sex with her. What is that called? With when the person is with it.
With consent.
With consent. And you still have those of us who are like, oh, they're trying to frame him. He would never do that. Yes, he did. Now, the question of, did he drug her and put her under consciousness and then take it? People be like, well, I don't think he did that. And I'm like, well, you do know if you're going to look at the Bill Cosby case. This is some conspiracy shit right here. People, go back and read Bill Cosby in an open court case admitted himself. They said, did you call this dude for the drugs? He said, yes, I did. And he said, what did you plan to do with the drugs? And he said, I planned them to put them in the girl's drink so when she got unconscious, I could have sex with her. And that was a closed document. For those of you who keep saying they trying to frame him, he ain't never did that. The judge in this new case said, listen, y'all keep trying to open up old case documents. If it ain't got nothing to do with this, then we're not opening it. And they was like, well, actually, Your Honor, it does. And when he heard what it was, he was like, that can be used in this case. And that's why he lost, because he admitted himself that that's what his MO is, y'all. So that's what I mean when I say people don't listen. People respond off their emotions. She said, we didn't learn how to think. We learned but what to think. Yes, we enslaved y'all, but take these amendments and we all gonna pretend you citizens. Right. Okay, I got you. Yeah, we enslaved y'all, but take these amendments and we gonna just pretend y'all citizens. Right. You know what I mean? So that's how I see when we talk about debunking or even showing and proving that a conspiracy is real. Then what? You know, so getting back to the clouds, what is the
chemtrails?
Chemtrails. Okay, so I can see that being presented as something different. Rachel, peace and welcome. I can see it as being presented something different, meaning when they do whatever they're doing, who's in charge of the airlines that, because I mean, those planes are not commercial planes. That's the first thing. Like,
right, not all of them.
They're not commercial planes, right? You know what I mean? Like, the commercial planes don't do that. Like, just, and then like in a hot, nice spring and summer day, you'll see them out there just kind of flying grids, like they flying past one another and overlap. And where the fuck they going in, Eric? So, you know, I'm not saying that I'm 100% ready to throw in all of the money I have in the bank to bet on anybody that can show that chemtrails are true. But if I heard somebody saying, I'm going to show and prove it, I would listen to the video. There's a lot of people who will come out with like, oh, I got a video to show and prove that Beyonce worshiped the devil. I'm not even interested. I really am not. Like, that has to go viral first. I gotta have like 5 people that I know that don't pay attention to bullshit. That's like, yo, you seen that shit?
Like, I need at least 2 people to lead off with, I know this sounds like bullshit.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But I saw this thing.
There we go.
You need to go look.
There we go. So,
more than one.
That these are, you know, some type of chemicals for the pesticides, or this is some, I don't know. Because I don't know what are they doing then? What is them planes out there doing? She said they taught lies behind Columbus. Beyond Columbus, I don't know if that's Melissa. That's Melissa. She picking up about that Columbia shit. Listen, I don't know if they lied about Columbus or if they just, because nobody said America is North America. He didn't discover the USA.
He
didn't discover shit, but I'm just saying.
They candy coated.
Like,
they omitted all of the awful things that happened.
Oh, she said chemtrails are real.
Chemtrails
313
are real.
879 059. This is Melissa. She said chemtrails is real. Call in and give us your 1-2 thing. If you got some proof for it, you got a cousin that worked for the airline that be dropping this ish on us. Okay, I got a conspiracy that I need addressed. Does anybody know somebody who works at the ramen noodle factory? No. Fuck that. I need to know at what stage and process of making noodles and putting the sauces in the little packets do they add the wax the candle wax or the wax, it's noodles because of it destroying the digestive system, and that's the food that all the black people eat.
I have bad news for black people. You got no monopoly on ramen.
Oh shit, would y'all be eating that shit too?
Oh yeah.
Broke white people. Pork and beans.
No.
No. Fuck with that ramen noodle shit. No shit. You drop the little one egg in that joint when it's cooking and stirred up and shit. You know what I'm saying? A little egg drop soup thing with the ramen noodle thing, 1, 2 thing. No. Okay. Okay, that's cool. You know, I still once a year will eat some ramen noodles just to taste the poverty, to make sure I stay on my 1, 2 thing. Mm-hmm. You know.
I that's how I feel about Arby's.
What?
Once every 6 months I'll go and
we have the meat Arby's.
Like, just so my stomach remembers why.
Oh man, is Arby's some bullshit?
I don't know. I just know that it is amazing for the first 15 minutes.
I thought Arby's was like some high class, like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all eating that broke shit. We eating Arby's. But yeah, I need this ramen noodle thing debunked. Oh, hold on, before I go on, because this is why I need it debunked. Because I'm like, yo, I done ate a lot of ramen noodles in my life. Like, am I coated with wax? Where is this shit coming from? But this is where it got serious with me. So, I love my babies. I spoil my youth. I'm one of them, like, my babies, I be like, yo, what y'all want to eat? If they come up with something that's, like, doable, like, and shit, it's whatever, right? So, yo, we want some spaghetti. And I'm like, all right, so y'all want, because my kids vegetarians and shit, right? So I'm like, yo, y'all want some of the veggie meat? I don't want that kind of spaghetti. What y'all want? What you want? Some like, no, we want the spaghetti with the packing in. The packing in. What's the packing in? With the packing in? No, with the packing it. The packing it? Yeah. What did you talk? Oh, spaghetti with the packing it. Right, with the juice. Y'all want some juice with? Wait, what the? Use complete sentences. We want the spaghetti with the packing it that make the juice. Y'all talk about ramen noodles. That's what, yeah, that's spaghetti. That ain't no spaghetti. That's ghetto meals. Like, we got money. We can Uber eat. What y'all want? Y'all want some greens and mac and cheese? No, we want spaghetti. I had to go to the dollar store and get a few packs of ramen noodles and shit, y'all. I'm like, wait, my kids are asking for, when I was coming up, it was like, man, Dad, you better eat them ramen noodles. There's something to eat in there. Man, that shit swell up in your stomach and make you feel like you full. That's a trick me meal, man. Anybody want no damn ramen noodles? That's why we had to start doing a 2-man duel with that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Cut up some hot dogs in that bitch, put an egg in there, crack that shit while it's boiling, put some sauce packet, a little hot sauce. You know what I'm talking about? Man, when I was in the Army, man, I had 101 ways to make ramen noodles. When I was in the Army, man, when I was in the Army, I made so many ramen noodles, like, that was like my thing. Like, they would come to me like, yo, you'll make my noodles for me? You know what I'm saying? They bring me all the ingredients and shit. Remember, I think you was there when me and Sean was at his house and we were talking about writing the book. Remember the recipe book? 101 ramen noodle recipes?
Vaguely.
Yeah, real shit. Real shit. So yeah, I need this conspiracy theory about the wax on the noodles, on the ramen noodles, to get rid of black people. Yeah, I need somebody to tell me where that shit came from.
I want to know if white people are immune to it.
Well, I would think so.
I never heard.
They say, because, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all was created with. Oh, see, don't even get me started. Don't even. Yeah.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time. Okay, so look. Okay, so
I'm still hoping our chemtrails are real.
I was waiting on Melissa to call in and explain a little bit.
I guess she ain't there.
I guess she ain't with it. 313-879-5059 is the call-in number if you want to call in. If you got a conspiracy you want us to talk about. Okay, so let's throw something. Let's throw some real shit out there, because we've been joking up to now. Gaddafi.
where do you want to start?
Shit, that conspiracy.
I mean, he's been around for a minute. Reagan flew jets over his palace, and that was in the 80s.
So to be clear, they said that they set up Bill Cosby because he was, as if NBC couldn't just say, no, I don't get that part. But anyway, he's trying to buy my car. Somebody kill him. But anyway, my peoples. So they said that they killed Gaddafi because he was starting Africa. Goods, such as the diamonds, the rubies. I mean, we know Africa is the number one, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, somebody.
They've got the most natural resources.
There we go, my man. I knew somebody was going to say something. Didn't know it was him.
Stuff.
New one for me. Which one?
Gaddafi?
I'm not sure. Y'all got to remember when y'all typing on the comments that it's got like a delay. So I don't know if we talking about something from, so.
That's probably.
But yeah, so that conspiracy, like, I mean, what you got on that? What you know about that?
I should know a bit more about it because I know that somehow Gaddafi managed to get kind of tied up with Reagan's like the tail end of the Cold War without really being a communist. Not really. Like I said, I know that I know that we've had economic sanctions against them for a really long time. I know that wasn't there some kind of hostage crisis?
You mean where they said that he poisoned his own people, hit him with the gas bomb?
No. This was in the 80s when Reagan was still president. I know that Reagan had some reason to fly jets over Gaddafi's house one time.
He wasn't picking up drugs?
I don't know. No. These were fighter jets. These were big and loud, and we could have lit you up. We didn't today.
A warning.
I would have to dig some more into the backstory of that.
Melissa said the ramen noodles one was the new one to her.
Okay, it's also new.
And she said that to her, Bill Cosby wasn't a setup, but his dirty secrets leveraged against him. True. I mean, shit, he shouldn't have been having dirty secrets with them individuals. And she said, I'm looking for the video. I don't have proof, but I do believe they are polluting the environment as far as calling in on the chemtrails thing.
Okay.
And I got ones that I'd be like, no, I believe that. And then I got ones that be like, I could see that. And for the chemtrails one, I could see that. You know what I'm saying? I could see it. I wouldn't be a firm, let me get behind it and show and prove it too. But I've seen even a video where somebody said that they were in a place or in a plane that has the chemtrails, and they were showing the gas tanks that had the nozzles to release it into the environment or something like that. And it was like, when I was looking at it, I mean, it was clearly the inside of a plane, and it did have some big ass canisters that looked like they were for releasing chemicals from out of the plane. And I was like, well, what? Okay. If chemtrails not real and they're not pouring pollutants into our environment, what the hell were in them big ass tanks that were in them big ass planes that be being released into the environment? So I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, as they say. All right. So that's it. Gaddafi was killed because he was creating socialist state and was doing some.
But like I said, I don't have a ton of insight into that. The continental currency, basically, that he was trying to put together.
Right.
I don't entirely understand why just killing him stops that.
From my understanding, he was the one who was spearheading it. So, I mean, when a country shows another country that if you do something we don't like, we'll have our people turn against you and murder you in the middle of the streets in your own village. It kind of deters other leaders from going against that leader or those leaders or the power that be.
I mean, I guess if there just isn't anybody else who has the charisma to pull everybody together, then
well, I mean, who was doing what Gaddafi did? Who was making?
That's what I don't understand why.
From my understanding, Gaddafi was an individual who offered Elijah Muhammad or Louis Farrakhan like $1 billion no interest loan to help black people in America to get on their feet, and the government told the Nation of Islam that Gaddafi is an enemy of ours, and if they accept that money, that they will take that as a being against the country type of, so when you look at things of that nature, it's like, what I'm trying to say is, you saying it like, I mean, who else? Okay, name somebody else out there who's willing to do that. When we talk about, I'm sure we could find people who will be a good leader of a country. Yes, but can you find a person that has the integrity, has the personality, like, okay, we got Nation of Islam leaders, but we'll never have another Elijah Muhammad. And I ain't saying nothing against Farrakhan, but he don't have the following. He don't have the even though Louis Farrakhan is a very, very well-spoken leader, he don't have what Elijah had. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you could have, peace, Lord, you can have people who can be just as good as leaders, but that don't mean that they're going to have the intent and the heart in the same places. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I seen that. You know what I mean? So, okay. That's a conspiracy that I would get behind. I do think that the U.S. had him set up and killed, that there was a lot of things that were put out that was not, you know what I mean? Like, I
wouldn't even say the U.S. with that. That sounds more like a Rothschild conspiracy. Like, we're not even talking about the government. We're talking about the banking, the global reserve banking institution.
Well, they had to be in cahoots with the government, though, to play all the government stuff. Like, for instance, when they played and said that, or when they said that he was bombing all his people with them gas bombs and all of that. And he was like, yeah, it's not me. Like, to me, there has to be some governmental, you know what I mean, control. There was some special forces, sure, making things happen, doing things to make it look like something to assist in. So I don't know, because I have a military that that I know of. See, going into conspiracy theories, since we're there already, she said, have y'all heard Hitler was printing money? That's why they finally killed him. Oh, that's new to me.
That was happening way before everything. I mean, that was pre-World War II Treaty of Versailles problems, not end of World War II problems. No, end of World War II was literally every factory had been bombed and every field had been burned. And there was
conspiracy. Yeah. Just something to throw out there.
I mean, we can talk. Okay. Oh.
I just thought of one too. Go ahead. Let me see if you about to say what I was about to. Go ahead.
Okay. I know that people believe that the moon landings didn't happen.
We talked about that, right?
I think they did.
What's up, y'all? Did the moon landing happen or not?
I think they did. I looked through a telescope and remains of the landers on the moon. Like, we didn't get those up there. I mean, I guess maybe there's some other way we could get those up there. The land.
You seen that from a telescope?
You can look through a telescope
from your bedroom.
No, not from my bedroom. Ones are.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, you got a real high-powered motherfucking telescope. You seen the motherfucking...
Not like that.
This boy seen the footsteps on the motherfucking moon. He must have got some my mushrooms. I couldn't even get it out. My.
Here's the thing. After World War II ended, the Soviets and the Allied powers, basically the UK and the US, decided how they were going to divide everything up. And the UK and the European powers were like, well, we want to make sure we get lots of, we get the land secured because they, land secured. That's what we're worried about. And like, all right. And the US is like, we don't care about any of that. And the Soviets are like, yeah, us either. And the Europeans were like, well, we need all this stuff because we got to rebuild all. And the U.S. was like, we got lots of stuff. And the Soviets are like, we just stole all the stuff from the people. So, yeah, we don't need stuff either. So the U.S. and the Soviets were like, so what's left are the scientists, right? And so it's like race between the U.S. and the Soviets was actually a scrimmage between two German national teams. People
because the U.S. moved all the Germans over
because
here.
We took all the German scientists and they took all the rest of the German scientists.
That's right.
And here's the thing. We made sure, and I'm pretty sure we made, I don't have details on this, but I'm sure we made specific concessions in order to make sure that we got the one scientist who worked at the concentration camp that had a pressure chamber large enough to fit a human in it. And his research was pivotal, with a capital P, to the engineering necessary to get 3 people in a piece of machinery capable of landing on the moon and then taking back off and then getting them back home. And that's why we went to the moon and the Russians didn't.
So you're saying that the gas chambers that they used was what helped us to get there because it can contain the pressure.
What I'm saying is that something that if, and I'm of the mindset that, I know that people also feel like we landed on the moon, but it was a huge waste of resources. We could have spent all those millions of dollars feeding the homeless and the hungry or, whatever. But I think, no, that's awesome. And I'm glad we did that.
Why?
I don't know. We'll have to unpack it.
So it is just a feeling.
We will. It is right. Just a feeling.
Because I agree. We could have did a whole lot more. Because, if you went out there and you ain't do shit, it's kind of like my son, like, Dad, can I borrow $5,000? Like, you know what? I know you good. You a hustler. You do your thing. And he comes back in like 2 days. I'm like, what'd you do? I just caught an Uber to California and back. Why? To see if I could do it. It worked. Like, what? Wait, what? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Did you?
Well, we
the fuck?
I'll tell you what, maybe we'll circle back and unpack that. Because I'm.
So, I believe it happened, but I'm like, why? Anybody believe the full moon line that didn't happen? That they lying? He said, yeah, you can see lines on the moon, bro, with the great zoom. He like, yeah, man, fuck is you talking about? Duh. Right. He's hopping in with you to help make fun of me. Like, duh.
That's all right.
Anybody else out there think that the moon landing didn't happen? She said, I think we went to the moon, just not when we claimed to have it initially. So we lied about it the first time and shit, but then we went later on. If we lied about it, that means we can't do it. So we either did it or we didn't. Like, we lied and shit, we can't do it. And 2 weeks later, somebody we did it this time.
Unless we're talking about some like before at the Atlantis space program type shit. But again, maybe another day. But
Atlantis, would that be that wouldn't be a conspiracy theory. That would be a legend.
I guess it depends on how you feel about archaeology in general, because I know that there are people who feel that because the bones that are on display in museums are made out of plaster, that means that dinosaurs aren't real.
Are you trying to make fun of me?
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Can you give me a dinosaur fossil that's more than 15% put together? Like where people are like
on display in the museum. I wouldn't put that on display. Not the real stuff. I'd have the real stuff in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you know.
So they took a skeleton bone and was like, this how the rest of it look? Come on, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think dinosaurs is a conspiracy. I think, like, okay, let me tell you what I really think. I think they really are dragons' bones. Those belong to dragons. But since they don't want us to have the understanding of dragons and other mythical creatures, then they made up mythical creatures. Real mythical creatures. Ain't no damn dinosaurs. All these crazy ass, weird looking ass skeletons that they talking about. We found this bone, so we know that since this bone is this thick and this hollow, that the whole rest of this dinosaur look just like this. Mia! What's up, baby? Shout out to you. Yeah, I mean, shout out to you. It's good to see. Yeah, man, don't come at me with that dinosaur bullshit. Come on, man. Really? Really? Dinosaurs and man, there was dragons out this bit. What's up? Talk that ish. What y'all think, y'all? Was dinosaurs out here, or weren't they dragons, y'all?
We're gonna have to come back in a minute.
I don't think dinosaurs are real. Them dragons' bones. Y'all, see? Go ahead. We're going to break. When we come back, we go discuss this, y'all. Stay with me on Facebook, y'all, behind the scenes. I ain't going nowhere right here. But we'll see y'all in a minute on Cave Radio Broadcasting.